All right, all right, all right. Well, well, well. We are back. Herb Lewis and I, David Lorenzo Glover, aka the controversial counselor, live in the counselor's corner, streaming on Facebook and YouTube from the StreamYard platform. Last Monday, we discussed Inside a Black Man's Mind. So much more to it. Didn't get to all the points. So don't think the points that we talked to like that's it. We didn't even really barely scratch the surface last week. But like I always say, all of these shows have parallels, and I'm sure the topic come back up again. But tonight, as Herb had told you guys, get your pen and paper ready. About to go to school, take some assessments. Um, it's time to self reflect. The topic of our discussion is self love. What's your status? February is all about love, whether you accept it or give it. But what about self-love? The kind that helps you to grow and learn along with your flaws so others will love them too. The first love anyone should have is for themselves. So here in the counselor's corner, we're going to help you learn about yourself and how to embrace you in all your splendor. So man, oh man, self love, Valentine's Day. I forgot it's that. I seen a funny meme the other day where they had all the Valentine's stuff up, and somebody had posted, "I should go through and knock all this shit down," and I thought that was funny. Boy, do they stock it up. So we about to deal with all of this stuff. It's about to be interesting. February is always interesting when you think about love and what people their expectations and the different things they expect. But man, I'm interested. Herb, nice hat, man. Nice hat. Whatever I see,
Yeah, I got
great minds think alike, man.
it's looking nice.
Man,
Just a little housekeeping before we get started with the show. Due to some issues on my end, let me stress my end, we are discontinuing the riddle. There were some issues regarding fairness and things of that nature, so we figure for the betterment of everybody involved, we are going to do away with the riddle. Now, I will be posting riddles on my profile probably sometime after the show between now and midnight. So if you like the riddles and you want to continue to try and solve them, just hop on over to my page. Of course, it's open. There's no reward, but I'll post the riddles for those of you who like to have your brains teased and sit there and try and figure them out. So we're gonna get into this, and I'm gonna give people a few minutes, so you can get your pen and paper ready, and hopefully you learn something throughout this month about yourself, and hopefully you can apply it to your tool belt, or in my case, what I like to call the utility belt. And those of you who've been following the show know I call a utility belt something that you need, but you have to have items in it to use it, because if you have an empty utility belt, no tools, it's just a fixture. It doesn't do you any good unless you just like high-end belts, and in that case, you just go ahead and wear your high-end belt with nothing in there. But as I continue to gather your items, I'm gonna start with a couple things that you can have in your utility belt to make you more of an attractive draw to a person, when you're just initially meeting. One of those is icebreakers. People that are unfamiliar with the term icebreaker, an icebreaker is just that. It's something that you can use to start up a conversation. So whether it's questions about politics, which I don't recommend really getting into politics, or what I would like to actually encourage people to do is use riddles. Riddles give you an opening into people, and it also can allow them to gauge what type of person you are, depending on the riddle you ask. Open-ended questions. You might start with kind of movies you like, and why do you like these type of movies, or things of that nature. Little trivia questions that you can ask. For instance, what state has never had, or what states have never had a battleship named after them. So you can start with things of that nature, and you can move on, to other things once you get you get a feel for the individual that you're discussing with. As David fond of pointing out, the ideal date for a first date is a lunch date. I know most of us, busy lives, we like to get out and do dinner dates. Sometimes dinner dates can be awkward because you may not like the person, you may not like the ambiance, any number of factors. So lunch dates generally turn out to be the best, for a first date, or unless you like to go cafe, a latte, if you drink it, or walk around the park or whatever the case is. So I'll give you about another minute.
We got
One of the other things I encourage people to do it if you have it available in your area. It's called Toastmasters. And what Toastmasters is there's a course that helps you engage in learning how to do public speaking. I know we have some people who do public speaking well, some people who are kind of gun shy. They don't like to get up and speak in front of large crowds. It kind of makes them hesitant and a little, unsure of themselves, uh, excuse me, of what to say or when to say or how to speak or how to just deliver a speech or how to present yourself. So, Toastmasters is something else that you can engage in. So if everybody has their writing utensils ready, I'm going to read questions from what is called a relationship. A relational psychology.
well before we go that when we have I want to acknowledge. Then we have Soraya. Hey, Soraya, you coming on here looking like Samantha Fox
What's
up in
going
this
on?
house.
Yeah, I'm here. No, I'm coming on here looking like Saria. That's what I'm coming on here looking like. That's what it is, Jack.
And hey, Gwendolyn, how you doing? Glad you could join us.
I finally, I'm doing okay. Oh, I thought we froze. I was gonna say.
Froze for a minute, but you back. Glad you okay. So we're gonna let Herb go through and explain this quiz or the next thing on the agenda.
All right, now just so people are aware,
Now we're taking quizzes. Okay.
I'm not going to reveal the sources of where I got this information from until this month is over. I don't want anybody cheating themselves or cheating the process. So don't ask. I'm not going to tell. All right. The first question. So I want you to sit down with your eyes closed. Imagine you're walking to your mate's house. There are two roads to get there. One gets you there quickly. The other is a long and boring and winding road. Of course, one is quicker than the other, but the other one is loaded with sights to see. Which path do you take? And if you need it read again, please just let me know. I will read it again. And I'll give you a minute, to
Are we
answer that.
supposed to write the whole question or just our
No, just the
answer?
answer. Just the answer. And pardon the silence while people finish, and I'll give you another 30 seconds to ponder and come up with the solution. All right. Question number 2. On the way, you see 2 rose bushes. One is full of red roses, the other white roses. You decide to pick 20 roses. What color combination do you use? Mind you, they can be all of one color or any combination of colors so long as they equal 20. I'll give you a minute or so to, get that answer set. All right, number 3. You arrive at their home. You ring the doorbell and their maid answers. Person rolling in some dough, obviously. You can go get the person yourself, or you can have the maid go get them. What do you do?
Should have had the Jeopardy music in the background.
Yeah, I know. The silence. The silence of the impending answer. All right, number 4. You are in their room. No one is there. You can leave the flowers there. You can either leave them on the bed, on the windowsill, or on a dresser by the bed. What do you do? I'll give you another 15, 20 seconds. All right, number 5. It's time for bed. You go in separate rooms. I know, crazy in this time and day and age. You wake up in the morning and you go to the room. Are they sleeping or are they awake? I'll give you about 45 seconds to answer that one.
And that's kind of like KYP, know your personnel. Like you would know kind of if they're the type to be sleep, knocked out to the world, or are they wide awake, or whatever the situation is.
Yeah. All right, number 6.
I got it. Okay.
Uh-oh, it's a birthday girl. Well, let me finish this one.
Happy
Okay.
birthday, boo. Hey.
It's time to go home. What road do you take? You take the long road or the short road?
Did I miss the first 5 questions?
I'll go through them if anyone has missed them.
Yeah, you did. They
Through
for
them.
those two, girl. Look,
I love the
choices.
hair.
Girl, thank you.
Hey, no talking to the class or whatever. We ain't
What
dealing
was
with the
question
quiz.
number 6?
I'll go
Be
back.
quiet. This ain't no quiz. We can't get this wrong or right. Jesus.
I'll go. All right, number 1. Well, sit down, close your eyes. Imagine you walk into your mate's house. And if you live in a different city, just imagine you live in the same city. 2 roads to get there. One road gets you there quickly. The other's a plain, long, and boring road. Of course, one road gets you there quicker, and the other one is potentially loaded with sights and sounds. Which road do you take?
Okay.
Number 2, on the way, you see 2 rose bushes. One is full of red roses, the other white. You decide to pick 20 roses. What color combination do you choose? It can be any combination that you want, as long as it's 20. Doesn't matter what the color is.
Okay.
You arrive at their home, ring the doorbell, and their maid answers. You can
Ring
go
the
get the person,
doorbell.
or you can have the maid go get the person. What do you do?
Wait a minute. Say that again.
You arrive at their home.
My man.
Yes. You ring the doorbell, and their maid answers.
Am I the side chick or am I the maid?
You ain't got to have a key to his building.
Girl, girl,
You have to
look,
answer the-
I'm just
you have to
answering the
answer
question.
the question.
I'm just going with it. I'm just,
Okay.
You
Answer
have
the
to
question, Rebecca, before we remove you from the test.
yeah.
Okay. Say the whole question again. The maid answers the door and what?
Okay.
You don't walk to his house and the maid answered the door after you rung the doorbell at your man's house. Yes, girl.
The maid
Yeah.
or the mate?
The maid.
The
Oh.
MAID.
Oh, okay. My man got money. Okay. Keep going.
You can go get the person yourself, or you can have the maid do it. What do you do?
Okay.
4, you're in the room and no one is there. You can leave the flowers there. Where do you leave them? On the nightstand, on the bed, or by the window?
Okay.
Number 5, it's time for bed. You go to separate rooms. I know, crazy as hell. That's what I thought too. You wake up in the morning and you go to their room. Are they sleeping or are they awake?
Okay.
You already have number 6, right?
No, I didn't hear it. I was too busy asking
Number
about the
6.
other 5.
Okay, number 6. It's time to go home. What road do you take, the long or the short road?
Okay.
Yeah. I wish we were here. I would like to do that in person.
Is there anybody that needs more time figuring out an answer? That's all right, Gwendolyn. You still can participate from the chat. Let me know if you got the questions correct, or got them answers, I should say, because there is no correct or incorrect answer. So let me correct myself when I say correct. I just want to know if you got the answer.
It can't
Hey, come
be.
say hi.
It can't be.
Herb hasn't seen you
The
since
right,
like you were
wrong
a baby.
answers in this Jake.
Herb.
Is that Fussy?
Yeah.
He like, oh,
What's going on, young man?
you okay?
What's up?
How you doing? Look at the dreads. You got a full beard, or is that some mask? What's going on?
Oh no, that's for whatever you call it.
Yeah, good for him, man.
He used to
I
hold
can't
you
grow
when you
up,
was
man.
a
It
baby.
doesn't
He
fit
called you
your
fussy.
face, man.
Oh, that one. That's the sweet version.
He's totally not impressed.
No, because he's too old for it. That's why they really want to say it.
I used to
All
change
right.
your diapers, little guy.
All right. Here are the response, or here are the breakdowns of the answers.
Gwendolyn says she only heard 1, 2, 3, and 6.
So you need 4 and 5. Okay, number 4. You're in their room. You have the flowers now. You're in their room, and no one is there. You can leave the flowers there. Where do you leave them at? On the nightstand, on the bed, or on the windowsill? Number 5. It's time for you to go to bed. You go in separate rooms. You wake up in the morning and you go to their room. Are they sleeping or are they awake? Everybody ready?
Yep.
All right. Number 1 represents your attitude towards falling in love, falling easily in love, whether you're less cautious or more cautious. If you're less cautious, you take the long road. If you're more cautious, you take the short road. All right. Number 2, with red roses, you expect to give in a relationship. With white roses, you expect to get. So the more red roses you give means the more giving you are. The white roses means you expect more. All right. Number 3, it gauges your attitude towards dealing with relationship problems. If you go get the individual yourself, you deal with relationship problems correctly. If you send the maid to do it, you use an intermediary or other people to help you deal with those relationship problems. Number 4, the placement of the roses determines on how often you want to see your mate and how dependent upon you are upon seeing them. So on the bed, if you lay some on the bed, you need daily reassurance, daily sex, daily confirmation of your relationship. If you leave them on the windowsill, you're fine with the contact you have, even if it's minimal. And understand, didn't say anything for understand. Number 5, if you see them and they are sleeping and you don't disturb them, it is a sign that you are content with them and you accept them as they are. If they are awake, you want them to do things specifically for you and you want them to change and you are incompatible with them. Number 6, if you take the short way home, that means you fall out of love quickly. If you take the long way home,
Say that again.
that
I'm sorry.
if you take the short way home, that means you fall out of love quickly. If you take the long way home, that means you fall out of love slowly. So gauge yourselves. I'll give you a couple minutes, everybody a couple minutes to figure those out.
Well, now.
I mean, what we figuring out?
who you are as a lover, as a person in a relationship.
According to this, okay. I mean, we could do the game according to this because, like, yeah, no.
Yeah, I'm just starting
But no,
to
I'll
Oh,
feel
happily
just
share
I
have
was
my
some,
feeling
answers.
good until I got to the last
just
two
No,
have
I'll
some
words.
fun
happily
with
share
it.
my answers.
I
No.
I
I'm
guess
saying I'll happily share my answers because actually my answers came out that a bitch is perfect. But I just don't like that stuff. Like,
yeah.
What?
like
If you find him
that
awake,
it's like a cosmopolitan survey.
I guess the I can understand every answer except for number 5. That was the one that really kind of got me because if I find them awake, why does that mean that I'm incompatible just because they're awake?
Because it's a symbol of what you want from that individual.
Oh, why wasn't the question posed that way? Because I
Because it's
just
not.
assumed.
See, here we go again. Here
Because
we
it's a
go again.
No, I'm just
cosmopolitan
asking
Hold,
survey.
hold
already.
on. Here we go again. Because things aren't to your liking, you don't like them. And that's
No,
what it symbolizes.
no. Let me
That's
tell
what
you
the
why I
question
said
symbolizes.
awake.
That's
I didn't
not
make
what
it
we're
up.
saying. Get out of
Okay.
here.
But the reason
Jesus
why I
Christ.
said awake is because I already know that he wakes up before I do. That's why I said awake. If I'm awake, he got to be woke because no matter what, he wakes up before I do. So that's why I said, what I said. I'm not mad about it. It's not really a reflection of who I am. I was
No,
just
no, 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 no,
curious as to
no, no.
why.
I'm not saying that. The answers are indicative of the individual
Okay.
and their state and how they behave in relationships. That's why it's a relationship, though. It's not as who you are as a person. It's not. It's not to say you're a bad lover, good lover, terrible in relationships. It just gives you a glimpse into who you are because
Okay.
people consistently
Can I
Yeah.
share
say
my
they don't.
answers? Can I share my
See,
answers?
but I'm dying to share my answers. Like,
Share.
Well, hold on,
go
hold
ahead,
on. Let
Dave.
me
What's your answer?
Put them
hold on.
up.
Something,
Put
one
them
second,
up.
Dave. Let me address something Gwendolyn said. She says she doesn't agree. There's nothing to agree or disagree with. You
Disagree.
provided the answers.
Okay.
There's no agreement or disagreement. It's to give you an insight into yourself.
Yeah.
Because people are always saying that I know myself better than anyone else until they actually take a test like this, and then they're forced to actually deal with their own answers, and they have to reconcile what it is about them they don't agree with.
But see,
I
and
don't
that's the
agree.
part for
Yeah.
me is that this is like that's like a standardized test that you give in school and you expect for those answers to reflect what everybody is thinking because like for example the last one that says the way that you go home. Now I would take the long way home. Well, here's what I wrote. I said it depends on my mood, but usually I take the long way home. And so, what it indicates, according to this test, is that I don't fall out of love quickly. And we all know that a bitch is out quick. Okay, when shit ain't going well, I'm out quick. So that's
That's
what I
you,
mean.
mofo.
Is
That's
that
you.
no. That exactly. But what he's saying is that my answer to my answer indicates that I don't fall out of that I what did you say number 6 was if you take a long way home, what does that mean?
That means you stay
And
in love
Herb said if
quicker.
you
You
take the
stay in
long
love
way
longer.
home,
yes,
and that's not a true
Okay.
statement.
Maybe you
So
should.
yeah, I
Maybe
answered the question truthfully, but it doesn't mean what it says you mean, what you
may,
say it
Well,
means. So
maybe
that's
you
what I
should
said. The
delve
test
into
isn't,
it a
it's for
little.
fun.
But
yeah.
maybe if
Well,
you delve into it a little more, maybe you're the type of woman that when you see trouble, you're out. But that doesn't mean that you don't want to
That's not what it
stay in love.
said.
well,
That
when you
ain't what
when
it
you when
said.
when
It
you take these
said,
type of
like her
tests,
said, I ain't adding no words. I ain't taking no words
Yeah,
away.
I
when you
feel
take
you.
when you take these type of assessments, none of it is 100% accurate.
Yeah.
But what it do make you self reflect. Like when I give assessments to the kids at school, and like careers and stuff like that, and they answer it. And even when I take it, it came back to said that I was going to be a DJ, and I'm like, ain't no way in hell I was going to be a DJ. I can't catch no beat, no rhythm, or whatever the case is. But based on the way I answered it, but it makes you think about like as far as them, they look at it like, okay, it said I could be should be a nurse, but I don't like blood or anything like that. So it kind of makes you think about stuff and
Well, you might not be a DJ, but you have a nice flow
It
with
does
your
what
words,
Cosmo
and you're a
used to
writer,
do.
so you came close to making music.
well, yeah,
I
they
mean,
It
it
does
depends
what
on
Cosmo
how
used to
much
do.
you want to peel back that.
Men used to
yeah.
complain. Men used to complain that women would read Cosmo and take these relationship surveys and go and judge their relationship based on the survey. Men used to complain that women did that. Now we're sitting here talking about, well, no, based on your answers. Is listen, that's just like an astrology reading to me. Like it
Yeah,
all comes out. It all is true for somebody, and for somebody, it's not gonna be. You know what I'm saying? So
I
that's why I say it's like the standardized
it
test in school.
to me it makes me think because everything the way he explained everything, I not gonna lie, I pretty much agree. I get bored quick. I really will leave even because that's just how I am, and I kind of hate that about myself. The one about awake, um I think that's the only one that I keep trying to peel back the layers and see if a part of me really is like that, but I'm not. I'm pretty independent. Everything else about me, I answered the first four real quick. It was just like a no-brainer. And I kind of agree with, everything that they're saying, what they could perceive. I agree. So it wasn't so bad, but I think it's just if you really just kind of look into it, it makes you think, like he said. I want to be in love and I want to stay in love. I'm sure of that, but I am quick to just be like, yeah, you lied to me once. I don't trust you no more. So that means I can't be with you, and it'll snowball from there. So that's kind of how I was thinking about with you. Maybe you're one of those type of people where when shit is wrong, you're out. You're not gonna stay. We're not gonna discuss it. Just get out. But you really do want to be in love with somebody. So maybe that question for you goes both ways. You know what I mean? But I know they said it's just general, don't add nothing to it. But we're not all just black and white. He said it's always the shade of gray, that we're looking for.
Let me give a breakdown
That's
on my
and that's the
questions.
part that I don't get with the test. Cause see, the
Yeah.
answer, yes, please, Dave. What's up? What was your answers?
Number one, it's because I said I would take the short path. Because if she means something to me, I'm trying to get to her. I ain't trying to sightsee whatever. I'm trying to
Yeah.
get there and unwind, relax. So I guess it's it. I fall in love quickly. Number two, I kind of had a balance. I would pick 10 white ones, 10 red ones.
That's good.
And that's how I saw that one. Number three, if the maid answered the door, I'm like, "Hey, get your ass out the way. I'm about to go in here and get her, whatever. I don't need to wait." And I would assume that, hey, me and her had that type of relationship that I walk around there like, yo, I'm here. And which is said, if you do that, you're direct and you like to confront issues. And I try to be direct with less words, like, this is the issue, this is what's going on, and hey, how can we rectify it? Number four, I said I would leave it on the bed because I think that's the first thing. If she wasn't present, that's the first thing I wanted to see. If you walk in the room, you see the flowers on the bed, but it had to deal with that I
Well,
would
Herb
expect
said it's because you
intimacy
want to have
and
sex every
security.
day.
Uh,
Herb said it's
Well,
because you want to have sex every day. You need reassurance every day.
my schedule don't permit that all the time, so so I may not
I mean, I'm
go
just
with
saying
that one.
what Herb said is
I
said.
understand that.
That's my whole point. That's my whole point. I'm just saying what Herb said is said.
But Herb ain't make the so he's just giving
No, that's why I said what Herb said. It said
yeah.
I ain't blaming it on Herb at all.
And number five, what was the question that you had? Sleeping. So if somebody's sleeping, I
Yeah.
figure they're tired, and I'm gonna let them sleep. Whatever. I respect people, what they do, and allow them to sleep. I'm not gonna be the type that be trying to make noise. Like, damn, they still sleeping. Let me wake them up. I'm just gonna go about my business, and then when they wake up, because I have enough stuff to do. So I understand and I respect and value people rest. So I'm not going to be a hindrance on that. Then on the way home, I'm probably just going to take again the short road. Like, let me get back. I was in bliss for the weekend or whatever the case it was, and now I'm about to get back. Let me get back.
You about.
So that's just my take.
No,
It
I want people to
wasn't
understand these questions are designed for you to have an introspection of yourself in terms of you as just as a person. They're not designed to gauge the type of individual you are. In other words, you don't need to change what you are if you are comfortable with the way you are. If you want to change, then this may be, this may give you an impetus into something to look at and say, you know what? I never knew that subconsciously I do these type of things. Like we've all encountered people. I know probably some of the guys who are listening have encountered women who have said, you know what? You're too good for me in a relationship. Or you've had guys that say, you're too good for me. Or how did I get somebody like you? I'm not worthy. Subconsciously,
Y'all know how dangerous that is, man.
because it's a self-conscious and self-defeating statement. They're saying, I'm not good enough to have success. See, we there's a lot of things about symbolism and language that we only understand surfacely. But once we start to dig into symbolism and words and what their root meanings are, we start to understand things a little bit better. So when somebody says something in a certain way, not only do you understand what they're saying, you potentially understand why they are saying it. Like when I say something, I use a specific set of words to convey a specific meaning. And some people will say, well, why are you so technical? Some people will say, why are you so technical? And I will say, because I'm trying to convey a certain concept.
So that sound like they sound like you robotic, like there's like anything don't like if you're in the line and you you step off that straight path, it's just gonna throw you all off, whatever. So I don't know, and I understand. I understand what you're saying as far as
I
that.
feel like it just means he's direct because I'm like that. And it's, people can mistake it for you being cold or you being, unfeeling, but it's the taking the emotion out of it. A lot of people speak with emotion. The facts don't really give a fuck about your feelings. And so when
Correct.
we're trying to get down to the facts of it, I can't give a fuck about your feelings either. It's not to hurt your feelings. Your feelings don't enter in because we're trying to get to the truth of something. Most people don't want to do that. They want the truth not to hurt. And so people will avoid the truth because they're avoiding the pain of that. People don't want to feel pain.
Well, I'm
So,
thinking about the initial
that's for
stages.
me. Herb is direct for me.
Well, I'm thinking about the initial
What do you mean
stages
the initial stages?
when you just start dating and you're talking, and sometimes people are robotic, technical, and you're like, man, wait a minute, like is like when a joke is cracked and you may not get it, and they like, man, I was trying to loosen up, have fun, and this person was just like so direct, no emotions, or whatever the case is. And I'm not saying that's how you are, Herb, but there are people like that. So, and I think that's end up being a breaking point for people who are like, man, I can't do that no more. I'd rather watch
Yeah,
paint dry on the
I
wall.
think there's a difference though. I think that's a different type of person because you're right. There are people that are really, robotic. Maybe it's because they're really nervous or whatever. But yeah, but now we also have to acknowledge that, maybe your shit just ain't funny. You weren't funny. And sometimes people can try too hard. Like, if you try too hard, and I'm not gonna fake laugh either. Like, if your shit was corny and I'm looking at you like, no, it
Well,
ain't. It's not always that I got a stick in my ass. It could be that your stick is like doing something weird, and I don't understand.
well,
Like, nah.
if you
So
already know
I'm
that,
just saying we gotta
yeah,
acknowledge that.
yeah. If you already know that person and y'all been around each other in the same circles and you crack jokes and they always laugh at everything you said, that's like kind of giveaway, like, all right, that they might be interested in you
Well,
or
yeah, it
like
is,
to
but
hang
you
out
said
with you.
initially. You said initially, though.
Okay,
You
you
said
can be
initially. To me,
around each other in
initially,
a circle.
I'm
You can
just
be
meeting some dude at the coffee shop.
you can be with somebody in a circle, but y'all never went on
Yeah, we
that
can be around each
one-on-one
other.
thing, that one-on-one, and
We
then
get goofy when we get
different.
alone. Most of y'all get goofy. Most of y'all get goofy when y'all not around your boys. And I know chicks do it too. I know you done had some experiences where, like you said, you in that group setting, everything cool while y'all hookahing or yakking it up, everything is good. And then y'all get alone. And then you nervous, she nervous, she don't know what to say, you trying too hard. She get, like, yeah, some of y'all get straight up goofy without your boys around, just like I'm sure, some chicks get real stupid when they ain't got no backup. But, some of y'all can be pathetic though. The jokes aren't funny.
Let me address what David said. To an extent, he is correct. I have a script that I stick to when doing certain things. I don't have a problem with that. Like Saria said, a lot of people look at that as standoffish, robotic, insincere, devoid of emotion. When I'm dealing with certain
It's a
situations,
weeding tool. You just weed them out. Weed them
right?
out.
I don't want there to be any emotion, and I'll use this example. I'm sure Rebecca, she may not remember, but I'll use her and what I told her when I was working. She came into a restaurant one time. I said, when I'm working, I don't socialize. She thought it was joking. So she came into the restaurant one day and asked her what happened.
I don't remember.
I treated her like she was an ordinary customer. Didn't sit there and exchange pleasantries. Didn't sit there and shoot the breeze. I said, this is work. I treat this as work. That offends some people because they say it's me. I say, yes, I
It
realize,
is.
but I'm here to do a job. I'm not here to socialize.
Nikki, you be asking like people just be asking you to sit down and take your apron off and have a full on conversation, and this is why I say when they describe you, as being stiff or whatever, you are, because you just won't bend, and you be acting like people be trying to have you just bend over and take one in the ass when actually, you
Oh
could have
Lord.
just you could have touched me on the shoulder and been like,
Oh.
what's up,
Booty
neighbor, or
germs,
whatever.
huh?
You do that shit on purpose. I feel like everything that you do is calculated, and you do it on purpose
But like
because you
Rebecca.
either like getting a rise out of people when they see that type of shit from you, or that's just how you really are. So she can defend you and just say you straightforward, but fuck that shit. You know,
But
you
you
need
know the
somebody to
thing,
tickle your
it's
ass
not
every
even
day or
about
something. I don't
defending
even
them
know what the fuck
because
it
I'm
is,
the
but
same way. Like,
and well, both of y'all need somebody to
listen,
tickle y'all
that's
every
why
day.
I
I don't know
say,
what the fuck it is, but I
Hold
can
on, hold on, hold on, Saria, before
look,
you say
this is
anything.
why I say
Hold on,
you have
Saria.
to
Hold on,
check
Saria.
yourself.
Saria, hold on. Remember question number 5? Do we see now? We want
that I'll
somebody to
fall out of
conform
love
to
with
what
you.
we
What?
want, but yet and still you're bucking against it, but you're exhibiting it.
I mean, I have moments where I want it to be all about me, sure, but
But that's what question
my
5
life in general,
symbolizes. But you're fighting it.
I'm not married. I'm single, so I have to do for myself. I have no choice. Would I love for somebody to cater to me every now and again? Yeah, the guy that I was dating, he did something like this. He asked me a series of questions, and the very last question he asked me before we started dating was, "Do you like to be spoiled?" And my reply was, "Do you?" And I remember him just smiling because I'm that type of person. The more you give to me, the more I'm going to give back. But I'm not looking for anybody to do anything. But when it comes to relationships, especially with people that I'm not dating, you could twist it all you want. You're just a hard ass. You're a
I
stiff
never
ass,
said that.
and you know it. And you get a kick out of being rude to people and giving people them cold ass one liners or acting like you don't see people, because you do it all the time. You do it in your words, your actions. The girl who said hi to you just looked at her like she was all type of crazy because whatever, and you do that shit all the time. Even when I first met you, even getting to know you, you know, you were like that. You're very matter of fact. You don't like to give no explanations for the shit that you do or say, and you're very vague. You know, when you don't talk about yourself personally, hardly ever. It's like pulling teeth. So it ain't got nothing to do with question number 5. This is you, nigga. This is you. I'm talking about you.
So you
So
said all
look,
that.
okay.
Hold on, Saria. Give me 30 seconds, Saria. You said all that to say I am consistent.
Yes, you are. I will always say that. You are very consistent, but that doesn't, I don't mean that in a positive way, my guy.
But consistency is positive. You know what you're gonna get.
Yeah, that don't mean I'ma like it.
Hey,
Well, it's not
Can you know?
Shut up.
before we turn this into a roasting Herb session, is any of y'all
I'm
ladies
not
go up?
roasting Herb. I
No,
love Herb.
is
I'm
any of
just
y'all go
saying,
respond to
nigga, loosen
Snuggle
up.
668 comment?
Let somebody stick their finger in your ass. Loosen up. Loosen up.
I don't understand the comment.
You don't understand it?
No, I don't like.
Can any of the ladies on the panel explain why femininity is on the house? Someone with femininity naturally behaves. I don't. Did they miss a word?
I don't get that. I don't get that. So can we reword that? But here's where I'm at. Okay, with my girl Rebecca. Here's where I'm at, because I have to come to her defense. Not that he needs me to, nothing like that, you know. But I gotta say, if someone tells you who they are and you're determined.
I think she may have froze.
He did. I don't hate him. I know who he is. I've known him for 20 years. I know how he is. I've been giving him hell for 20 years.
So it would make it a little easier for you to adapt to who he is, right? Because you know.
I mean, you have no choice. Somebody like him, you have no choice but to adapt. You either adapt or leave, because he's not going to change. It's clear that he's not going to change. My whole thing is that in certain situations, he could give a little. He just won't. And he says it's because he's consistent, and that's fine. And normally when it's just, if it's me and him sitting having a conversation, he tends to speak to me in a different tone. He's still very consistent. We've had political discussions that have led to, you know, that type of shit. And he is who he is. You know, he loves me, I love him. But, you know, I'm just saying, loosen the tie, my guy, loosen the tie.
I can't. That's how I'm
I
fired.
know you can't. I know you can't.
We got Scorpio T in here. I don't know how much you heard. How you doing? What's good?
I'm doing all right. What's good with you?
Hey, just hanging in
Did
there,
you take
listen
the
to this
test?
conversation.
What test?
Oh, give her the test.
Well,
Real quickly. There's 6 questions. First question was, sit down, close your eyes. Imagine you walk into your mate's house and there's 2 roads to get there. You can take the short road that gets you there quickly, or you can take the long road. Which path do you take?
Depends on what I need to do.
Just answer the question, Scorpion.
No, seriously, like if I'm really like in a rush, then I take the short road. But you know, I'm the scenic type of person. I don't mind the drive. So I would probably take the longer road in a normal
Okay, I'm
day.
logging her answers.
Okay. 2, on the way to see him, there are 2 rose bushes. One is full of red roses, the other is full of white. You decide to pick 20 roses. What color combination do you choose? It can be any amount, any combination, so long as it equals 20.
Ugh. That's a hard question. I hate flowers, but I'm just gonna say 20 white ones.
Okay. You arrive at the home. You ring the doorbell, and the maid answers. You get to the person. I'm sorry. Do you go get the person yourself, or do you have the maid do it?
If someone rings the bell and the maid answers, do
No,
I go and get
no,
the individual?
no. You ring the doorbell and the maid answers. Do you go get the person yourself or do you have the maid go do it?
I ring the doorbell, and I guess the maid gets it.
Is that what you're choosing? Because you have the option to go get the individual yourself.
No, I'm gonna have the maid do it. There's a reason why the maid answered the door.
Okay.
The maid's gonna.
I guess when you think about that question, like once she opens the door and know it's you, are you gonna sit there and wait for her, the maid, to go get the person, or you gonna say, "Hey, how you doing?" and just keep it moving and go find the person yourself?
Oh,
Because
so that was based on me being inside the house already.
And this is your man that they're talking about, your boyfriend.
If my man got a maid, I'm moving in with him so she can help me too.
Hey,
I'm not
hello.
even joking. Hey, I guess I would go get him myself because I'm sure he knows I'm coming.
Okay. Number 4.
All right, number 4. Can everybody hear me?
I can hear you better now.
Or am I lagging?
No, you're
you
fine.
good from this end.
No, you're not lagging.
We're in the room. No one is there. You can leave the flowers there. Where do you leave them at? On the nightstand, on the bed, or by the window?
Um, I guess I put him on a nightstand.
Okay. Oh, he left.
Is that
Okay, so the next question is when you wake up in the morning, you slept in separate rooms. When you wake up in the morning, you're awake. Is your partner, you walk into your partner's room, is he awake or asleep?
he's asleep?
Okay, and the last question is now it's time for you to go home. Do you take the short route or the long route?
Once again, depends on what I'm gonna take the scenic route.
Okay. So according to this little survey, if
Just
you
a little
take the
survey.
scenic route, to get there, then you work on your relationship, right? The quick
No,
route.
if it is taking the on the way there,
Yeah.
the route you take symbolizes how long it takes you to fall in love. So if you take the short route, you fall in love quickly. If you take the long route, you fall in love slowly.
Okay.
That's true.
She says she picked
That's
white
true.
roses only. So that means that I
She
can't
ain't
remember what
giving
that.
no love.
Oh, you like to receive. You don't like to give.
Now that's funny.
Yeah. If you go get them,
Ain't it?
if you go get your man by yourself and not let the maid do it, that means you're willing to work on your relationship. You go for it yourself. You don't let nobody else handle it. There is no answer for the nightstand. I answer that too. So I don't know what that means. Because you let him stay asleep or he's still asleep, that means you don't expect him. You're a doer. You like to give. You like to do things for him. You don't expect him to do for you. And if you take the long route home, that means you're trying to stay in love. You want to stay in love. You don't fall out of love quickly. So
I guess.
Girl.
it's
Okay, I didn't share my answers. I want to share my answers. Okay. So for number 1, I put I put what I would normally do. And normally I would take the long route. So whatever that means. I don't know if it takes me a long time to fall in love, because I can fall in lust really quickly, and I'm good with that, so, but loving, because a lot of my relationships are years and years long. So some new mofo coming in, probably, the love thing, we're not even going to talk about that for a minute. For number 2, I picked 10 of each because I just really didn't know how I could gauge picking more of one than the other because they're both beautiful. So I wanted to have equal amounts of both. Now, as far as that door thing, now for me, I'm not ringing no doorbell Like I'm just walking in. So it's I've already wrapped my mind around the fact that I'm walking to my man house and he got a maid because I do like to walk. I could I do sometimes get into my sundress and sun hat and want to just be out and one with nature and stuff. So that can happen. So I couldn't get hung up on that. But I ain't ringing the doorbell. But if for the case of the scenario, since I'm not ringing the doorbell, I'm absolutely not waiting on some maid to go get my dude. I'm just walking in. I'm saying hello and hey Gertrude or whatever, because her name better be
Gertrude.
Gertrude because there she will
It can't be
I'm just
Diamond.
saying.
Her name
I'm just
can't be Diamond.
baby. Listen, if he can have Diamond, I need to have Russell or whoever the fuck. I need to
Her name
have
can't be
Magic Mike.
Mercedes.
If
It
he
can't be.
has her, yes, he can have her if I can have Magic. Okay? If I can have if that can be my pool boy when I'm there, yes. Yes, honey. I'm all about equal opportunities. Yes. But normally it would be hello Gertrude. I'ma go ahead and I'ma
Oh,
go
you
get
said
him.
Gertrude,
Um
Right. She
for
picked a heck of a name.
didn't
for
you?
number four, I put him in the window. And for me, I put them in the window because if no, I need to put them in the sunlight. And so that would be the window. So I put them in the window. Number five, I was also iffy on, because I could probably wrap my mind around it. Y'all know how I am. I don't really, I'm like a cat. I get my cuddles and my hugs and my pets and then I'm done. And so I could see us going in separate rooms. I'd be all right with that, because I would rather lament on the moment by myself anyway. But from what I put was that I'm not awake and neither is he because we done worked that out the night before. Ain't nobody awake. So yeah. Um, and then on the way home, on the way home, I'm also taking the long route because even if the night went bad, I really need to lament on this shit, and I need to take so whether the night went bad, whether the night went good, I like to lament on things and I like to replay it because if it was a blissful moment and a wonderful moment, I'm enjoying reliving it this while I'm sauntering home, honey, listening to the birds chirping and shit. If it was a bad moment, I need to recount every minute of it so that I know where the hell it all went wrong. Like, so the long route is for me. So those were my answers, to the survey.
Okay. All right.
Do
Well,
you
her.
want me to tell you why I picked, like, I forgot what number one was,
You
but
took the
the
scenic route to get there was number one.
right, that's normally my nature, but I took those. Am I frozen?
No,
Oh, you
No.
good?
you're
Okay, I
blurry,
took
but you're
those.
not frozen.
I'm blurry.
Mhm.
Man, look at here. Let me see if it's my camera. But I got the white roses, all white roses, because white roses symbolize life. So that was the reason why I picked all white roses, because I don't mess with flowers at all. Period. You'll never catch me picking a flower or picking up flowers for any reason. But that's why I did
She said
that.
for any
Um,
reason, just
for
none of it.
any reason.
Love me some
That's like
flowers.
That's a
I mean, hey, it's a lot that wouldn't have, that's why, and that's why said what I said in the beginning. I'm not trying to be purposely contrary, is that, there are so many things that it would not be the thing. Like, unless I told my man I wanted to walk, if he's got a maid, he's also got somebody that's driving the car. That's probably Rufus. And that's for me. That's probably why he don't want to send Rufus because he got Diamond.
Rufus?
See what I'm saying? I'm about being equal. Let's be equal. Like if you got Diamond, I got Rufus. Like, why wouldn't you send Rufus to come
Rufus?
get me? You know why?
Where are you
Because
getting
Gertrude,
these
I'm
names?
just
Yeah.
saying, it's just you know,
These names are
just
killing me.
saying.
Rufus
Y'all
and
know what I
Gertrude.
mean. But look, y'all know what
I,
I
I
mean though.
like I like the
You knew
questions
Gertrude was
because
old.
you didn't know what the answers were going to be turned into. So we really did answer the questions honestly, having no idea what he was going to what the interpretation. was going to be. And I'm like you, it's like having your astrology. Sometimes you read it, you just like, yep, that's me all day. And then other times you read it and you're like, that's not me at all. So I kind of
Well,
like,
for
So
you,
Snuggles reworded their comment, and I don't know if it's a
and I
girl or a
still
boy,
don't
but they
understand.
said I still don't either. My apologies. It was a typo. Does anyone know what femininity is and how someone acts when they are naturally in their feminine, and of what does it do to men when femininity is exhibited? I just feel like you going around the question.
I don't
Like
know what
I'm
he's
not
trying
I
to
just
ask
understanding.
either
I feel
because
like
Saying, do y'all
I
act,
feel like a
would you
person is going around the question. Like, what are you talking about?
saying when you in your
I
woman
don't know how to
element,
answer
your
it.
total woman element, how does how does that look? What does that look like? That's what I get out of it.
In
it
what
looks like a
situation? No,
woman. I
it
mean,
looks
but
different in different situations. That's why I said I feel like they're skirting around what they really want to ask, because that's too broad of a, what does femininity look like? Like, what does it look like where? When I'm in the bathroom, when I'm in the bedroom, when I'm in the kitchen, when I'm in the garage?
Well,
What does it
well,
look
let's
like when?
just think on the
Like,
day to day, on an average day. Let's just say a calm, relaxing evening. What does it look like for you?
to me it looks just like this. I consider myself a girly girl. I really do. I'm one of them people where I'm like, I could be working in the garage, you could still be cute. I'm not gonna lie. Um, I like being dressed. Um, I like everything about all the characteristics of being a woman. I love those. I'm not gonna lie. I like to smell good. I like to feel pretty. I have moments when I get home on Friday. I have weekends where I don't shower for the whole weekend because I'm cleaning. I don't give a damn. Or if I'm working out in the garage, I don't mind getting dirty. But I'm a girly girl.
I'm joking.
I'm not gonna lie. I mean,
Just
I'm
playing with you.
I'm a girly girl, but I don't mind mowing the lawn either. But I feel like
see, I'm not gonna mow the
I'm
lawn.
definitely a girly girl.
Me
Look,
either.
I'm not gonna mow the lawn. I'm
I'm
not
not
mowing the
doing
lawn.
that.
I will.
Now,
I got a
I'm
ride
a girl. Now, I
lawnmower,
will
so
fix
I be
things.
trying to be
Now I
cute
will.
out
No,
there with my little hat on.
I'll do that. Now, no.
Yeah.
I'll do that. But no, I thought you was talking about, girl, a push lawnmower, honey. I did
Oh
that one
no,
time, trying to prove that I was independent and shit, and went out
no.
there and did
I
one
can.
damn row, and I was like, this is some
I have
bullshit,
learned to fix
and I'm
toilets.
calling somebody. I'm dependent. If that means
I
I'm dependent, then bitch, I'm dependent. I'm not doing this. And so no,
I've learned to fix
I do believe
toilets.
in
I've
gender
learned how to
roles.
fix my trash compactor.
Oh
I
no, I
have
fixed everything.
I've repaneled my
I know how to do
walls.
it.
All of that
I know how to
shit. But
do it.
I got a tool belt now, and the kids just bought me a 10-inch drill press for my birthday. I can't wait to open that up
I'm gonna
and
need
make
some
some
boy
stuff.
tools too, because the stuff
Yeah,
that I'm
I
making,
I
like,
I,
I need boy
I got
tools.
it.
Like,
I got it, but
so yeah.
my fishing boots are hot pink. My fishing rod is hot pink, and my gun is rose gold and it's bedazzled. I am a girl, but I will pop a cap in your
Herb,
ass.
I know what
But
you're
I'll look cute
saying.
while I'm doing it. I look cute while
That
I'm
part.
doing it. So
That
to
part.
me, femininity is what you want, what you
Yeah, that's,
perceive
I'm
it to
like,
be for yourself. What you
maybe
perceive,
Snuggles should give
not
us an
what
example
man
of
thinks
what
it
they
should be.
think it is. Maybe
Yeah,
Snuggles should give us
absolutely.
an example of what they think it is, so that we can get a gauge of how to answer this question. Because Herb, I got what you wrote, Herb. But like she said, for her, feminine, it also includes, gun toting. It's just a pink holster. I have a tool belt. It's pink. It's blinged out with
Yeah,
rhinestones, but I still got one. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? For something. Now, I know how to change the brake lines in my car. I could fiberglass the transmission. If I had a cherry picker, I could take the engine out of the car. But will I though? No. If there's a dude around, no, I am all about, the
Yeah,
gender role, honey. You do it.
yeah.
But I fix things around my house. I build shit around my house. Like, so, what? We do it in heels.
We
Like, we do
can
it,
now. We
We can do it,
can.
with nails on. I mean, like I
We
just maybe we
can.
need an
We
example of
can
what
do that.
they
I can change a catheter
masculinity
with
something
these
that's
with
something
the,
for the men to answer. Is
yeah.
masculinity something that can be turned off and on? I feel like they turn it off and on. I do. But that's something more so. That's just what I feel. That's something I
How do
feel
you
like is
turn
more
that
for the
on and
men to
off?
answer. Right,
How do you
like,
turn it off?
Can you? That's a question
that
for y'all. Can y'all
can
turn
you
that
that's
on
for
and off?
you. That's for
No, I could be.
y'all.
You could
Can
be.
you?
You could be on a little softer side to certain things, but you're still gonna be a damn man about it. You ain't just go into a whole total switch, whatever. Like I said, some situations you may be a little, all right, give or take, maybe a little. Your stance might be a little softer, but I don't know turning off masculinity on and off. I don't know about that one.
And
So I
and
guess
that's
that's what
that's
he's saying.
also
How do women do that? Because it seemed like y'all turn
How do
it
women
on
do
and off.
what? How do? But
that
no,
that
we
was
don't.
that,
It's
that was going to be.
circumstantial.
I think it's all about gender roles because you can be a female mechanic, which generally is a man's job, but you could still be, a female. You might have lace panties on underneath your little jumpsuit. You know what I'm saying? And for a guy, maybe that's what he's saying. It's not easy for y'all to show your softer side without feeling not like a man, but I don't see it that way. I like to see a softer side of a man, here and there when it's appropriate. So maybe that's what he's
Well, what he
saying,
said
but
was it's
I
very
don't think
interesting.
femininity can be turned on and off. We're always going to be women, so we can never get rid of that. So no
All right,
matter what we're
See,
let
doing.
me ask this question then.
here.
What's the
Oh, okay.
what is the difference between two females in a homosexual relationship?
Say that again.
What is the difference between two women in a homosexual relationship?
I mean, I guess the
How are
same as
two
two
women
guys
in a
in a gay
homosexual?
relationship. I mean,
Right. How are two women in a homosexual relationship? You mean a lesbian relationship,
well, I mean, it's
or are you
homosexual. It's
comparing the
same
two?
sex. It's the same sex relationship. That's what he's referring to. But that's
There
why I said it's the same as if it's two men. With the masculinity question. And
Sure,
that's why it's hard
absolutely.
to answer because there is in each of those dynamics in the majority of them because I can't speak with authority on it, but it seems to me that in each of those dynamics there is one who is the more feminine energy and one who is the more masculine energy. So I mean, I'm confused. I can't answer it. We would need somebody that's in that to do that right there. I don't
Simply,
know.
simply put, in most same-sex relationships, somebody takes the masculine role, somebody takes the feminine role. Doesn't matter if it's male, male, female, female. Which is why they tend to refer to the dominant female as the bull. That's the
okay.
question that he's asking.
Yeah,
Is
but that's only in a
hold
same-sex
on, hold
relationship if
on,
you're
let me finish. That's the question that he's asking because a lot of females tend to maintain a masculine presence. That's why he asked the question.
Yeah, but you can't
Yeah,
compare
okay.
that to just a heterosexual female
Just
saying why do you
okay.
turn off
Just okay.
turn
Rebecca, say okay. Say
no,
okay.
hell no, because
So
I'm a
here's my
heterosexual female and I can see how that would apply in a same-sex relationship because I feel like you're correct. Usually one takes the
Is
role,
she
a more
freezing?
masculine role, one takes a more feminine role, but in heterosexual females, we don't you can't turn off your femininity if you're female. Why
It's
would
not,
we?
it's not about turning it off. It's about allowing something else to supersede it.
Well, he
So when
said turn
something else
off, turn
supersedes
off.
it, it gives the appearance that it's turned off because it's muted.
Well, I mean, again, if I'm out having a street fight, I guess I'm gonna act more like a dude. I don't know. Um, and if I'm at home modeling a bra and panties, I guess I'm gonna act like a chick. I mean,
Yes,
and I'm not trying to be a smart ass. I just don't
no,
see
but you're
how you
correct. That's
expect me
that.
to.
Yeah, that's what he's asking.
Okay, well, I guess
Yeah,
it depends
okay.
on the situation. If you feel the need to defend, if they consider that a man's role, then I guess I act like a dude in those situations where I feel confronted. And when I'm not, I guess I act more like a woman, although I don't really think that that's fair. But, if that's the type of answer that this particular person is looking for, then that's what it is. You don't have to be, some of the greatest chefs in the world are men, mostly men actually, but cooking is considered a female skill. So you can't label me as being effeminate just because I know how to change a tire or drill a hole in a wall.
Well, I understand. We're not talking about engaging in a singular act.
Okay.
Which is what changing the car tire is, handling the firearm. We're talking about staying in that type of mind frame and doing all that type of masculine work all the time, or at least most of the time.
I don't think there's anything that I do in my life on a consistent basis that would make me not feel like a woman. Does that make sense?
Okay, fine. Hold on. Let me stop you right there. To make you feel, but what you feel isn't necessarily what someone else perceives.
Okay.
And that's asking the question from the standpoint of.
Okay, then give me you as a man, give me an example how you would view a woman and you would think that she's not being feminine, because this really is, you're losing me.
The clothes she wears.
And that's my issue right now, because it implies, the thought seems to imply that there has to be a role. And in my mind, it doesn't have to be a role.
There is.
So if I wear baggy jeans and a t-shirt every day, that gives the impression that I'm not a woman.
It gives me the impression you're not the type of woman I want to deal with.
Why?
That you want to deal with, though. But that you want to deal with. There's plenty of dudes that like a bruh chick, and so that's what I mean. That's what I said. A bruh chick. It's many dudes that like bruh chick. They do. And what I mean by that is a chick that's still feminine, but she's like a bruh. She wears the baggy stuff. She's not necessarily in the tight fitting, clothes or anything, but she hangs with the dudes, but she's still cute and she's still down, the down girl. But
hold on. I like this question. Snuggles. He said, "Do women like men with feminine traits?"
What do you consider a feminine trait? We're asking you for an
example. I know what he's talking about. I think
no, I don't. No, we're not gonna.
No, I don't
know nothing.
A man that cries.
Don't talk about we can't answer the question.
Crying is not a feminine trait.
Okay,
exactly. So we need to know
what do you consider a feminine trait?
You guys' idea is.
How about we make this real simple? Would you date a man that wore a dress consistently?
Well, no.
Wearing dresses. Oh my goodness! Come on, y'all are going to the extreme.
Right.
Because we have
because that's what they have. Because
okay, but
that's such an
extreme trait.
That's such an extreme.
It's not extreme. It doesn't give you any wiggle room. It's a straightforward question.
But this is the reason why I say it's extreme.
I really don't know what a man considers to be a feminine trait. What do you consider a trait that only women would have? What do you consider that?
I think that's to the extremes right there, wearing the dress. But as far as feminine traits, whatever, you might, just the way they might carry themselves, their walk, their conversation. And I'm trying to think of other things.
Exactly.
It's hard to do, ain't it?
It's hard to do.
Things that women do that men
let me ask you a question. All right, let me put it in this realm. If you were walking with a gay male friend, and he pointed to a guy and said he has feminine traits because he does X, Y, and Z, would you question him?
Yes.
Yeah.
And what would
definitely would.
I'd ask him,
I
what is he
definitely would.
doing
I would want a
that you
clarification.
consider to be a
I would
feminine
need to
trait?
know where he's getting that from.
Yeah.
He's not getting it from anywhere other than it's intrinsic to him. So when
Okay, then share
hold
it
on,
with
That
me.
makes no
hold on.
that makes no damn
So
I,
sense.
when
I,
he verbalizes it, don't try to dissect it.
Don't you
Understand it
can't tell
on
us how
Wait a minute.
You can't
Wait,
tell us
wait,
how to
wait, wait.
receive
You
Hold on,
doing
it.
that again?
I'm gonna let y'all go, but
You
I just
said
want to. I just want to say this. I guess if you were the man that you don't feel safe and protected by, whatever, how does that make you feel? When you know if something go down, your ass is grass and they the
Listen, I be
lawnmower.
packing just like the next one. If something
I
go
ain't
down,
talking
I'ma
about
shoot just like
packing
the
and
next
all that
no.
one.
stuff,
Okay, I'm
whatever.
gonna answer your question, Dave. No, if for that scenario, a dude that I think is gonna scream and run when some trouble comes, no, no, because if there's gonna be screaming and running, it needs to be me doing it. Now, I don't know if that would happen because it would depend on what it is that we going after. Because in some cases, I might understand that brother pushing me out the way to get at it. Like, bitch, run! You better run quick. But intrinsically, if I feel like a dude is not gonna have my back, like you said, that was a good example. If I don't feel safe with him, if I feel like he's gonna bitch up, nope.
Yeah, like the example Herb always used. If you're in the bed and some strange noise downstairs, and you're like, you hear that noise? Go down there and check it out. Yeah.
Ain't neither
Yeah,
one
that'll
of
be
us
a
gonna check it
problem.
out. Both of
We
us are
both
gonna pick
fixing
the
to die.
shotgun up,
Yeah.
pump that bad boy, and tell them they better get out while they can. We
Not
gonna
So
both
everybody
be
has
double
I
teamed.
shotguns
do want, I
in
do
their
want, I
household.
want him to go get it. I want him to go get it. I do.
so
I want
would
him to
you
go get it.
consider that a female trait, a man that cannot
Well,
fight?
well, if he tells you like in the bed situation, oh baby, you hear that noise? Damn, go check that out. I would look at him like, what the hell?
Yeah, I'm
Uh,
like,
but
dude, like,
I feel like a man always should be the protector. So if his ass not willing to protect you, not everybody can fight. It could be some people that they might be like, okay, that's a total man. But fighting is a science. And a lot of that you have to be taught to do that.
I get that, but tell
and I
me,
don't.
a man that cannot fight, do you consider that to be a female trait?
No, if he's willing to try and he take
Okay.
L's, then that's just that. But if he's
And
not
so I
willing,
guess it brings me back to what do you as men consider to be female traits other than the obvious? What do you consider to be female traits?
And I do have an actual question. I also need you to define what do you consider a man to be? Because that definitely plays a role. A man just keeping somebody from being a man is so much more than just protection. So I need to know what your definition is. Because these are kind of like questions that really is too broad for me.
it seems like it's a segue to another. I know this series is all about love, but it's a lot of good stuff that's coming out of this.
Yeah.
As far as what is a man or whatever the
Because
case is. It's
yeah,
more than protection because if he can fight, he can whoop ass all day long. But if he
yeah.
can't go to work and pay bills or anything like that, then
Then
what the
what?
hell? Then
Then
shit,
what?
he just as weak as the next person. So it really isn't no concrete
It's
definition, I think.
I mean, I think in this day and
and
age
that
where,
was our
with
point.
men and women taking on so many different roles in the house and outside of the house and just in their personal lives, to try to put one person in a box and say, well, you're not a woman, or you're not feminine as a woman if you don't do this, or if you don't behave this way, and you're not a man if you can't do this, or you can't behave this way. Being a man or being a woman really is about who you identify with and your
See,
body parts.
see,
That's, at the end of the day, that's all it is your body parts. But again, how do you tell somebody that just because they wear baggy clothes, that that might not be your personal taste in what she's wearing, but if you got her home and you know, you put her in some shorty shorts and a tank top, she's still the same chick.
Yeah.
So it, to me, that's not a trait of being a male or a female, what I'm wearing, or being able to protect myself, or being able to pay
Man, why
bills,
we keep on
or
putting these
him
type
being
of
able to
comments up?
fight. To me, that's not a trait. And so that's why I kept asking, what do y'all consider to be
Exactly.
feminine traits that are specific to our sex,
And
as
that's why
opposed to a
these
man?
the questions that keep on getting put up. You know, now here's another one. Okay, so I think the women should give a perspective on what femininity is, and then the guys should give a perspective on what masculine. Well, that's what we've been asking the guys to do. That's what we're asking you guys to do, John from America. That's what we're asking you to do, because we've already told you that we can't, because everything that
It's
we
impossible to
mentioned
figure out.
was told that that's not a feminine trait. Cooking, cleaning, those things are no longer considered just feminine traits. So
But they
the
never
women
were
have
feminine
conceded.
traits.
Well,
Then,
let's
then
not
what
act.
is a
Don't do
feminine
that.
trait?
But
And
see,
there
once
was a
again,
time.
wait a
There
minute. Once
absolutely was
again,
a time where cooking and cleaning and taking care of the house was considered a feminine trait, and women kept house and
No,
men went
no,
out
it
to
wasn't.
work.
It was considered a
Dude,
female role, not trait. Trait is something that is
fine.
intrinsic to an item or a person. It was a
Okay, you
role.
are
Don't confuse a
absolutely
trait with a
correct. You're
role.
absolutely correct. So now we're back into what is a masculine trait and what is a feminine trait. And that's what we've been asking, because we've admitted that we can't answer the question. And so we're asking the men
and
to
they
give
can't
us an
answer it either
example.
because
And Dave gave us one
it's all relevant to
example.
the individual.
Whoop.
When we give
They
you
can't
guys an
answer it.
answer,
Nobody
you
can really
dissect
No,
answer
no,
the
no,
that
no,
answer
question.
and
no.
give us
We
the
know
question.
her. Don't start that soapbox. You gave us the answer that we wanted, but then you put up another person asking the same question and saying that a
No, no,
man
no, no,
should give an
no,
answer.
no. I defined it so you guys can understand it. All I did was reinterpret the question.
Dude, I'm not talking about yours. I'm talking about this other one. So we have another one. He said, I consider a feminine trait to be nurturing, gentle, kind, intuitive, and beautiful.
Okay. I also
So
consider
can a
those
man not
traits in
be
a
that?
man.
Can a
Listen,
man
I
not
was
be
just gonna
that?
say okay, because I mean,
I mean,
for
I'm
the
not
sake
hating
of
on
the
that comment because I consider myself to be all those things, but I also
men are those
consider
things
those to be
too.
male traits too, because why wouldn't
Exactly.
you want to see that in a man?
But
Um,
for the sake of it, because that's where I was going. But for the sake of what they're asking, if we're talking about nurturing and all that stuff, and then you ask if women want, if these are the traits that you're considering, that you're saying are feminine traits, and then the last question that was posed was,
Yep.
would a woman want to date a man that displayed these traits right here? Yet my answer is yes all day. I would like a
yes.
nurturing man. I would like a gentle man. I would like a kind man. I would like an intuitive man. I would like a beautiful man. Absolutely. So, yeah.
Now, Brother T said a man who spends more time in the bathroom than a woman does.
That still is not a
I
feminine
mean, I
trait
don't.
to me. That's just boring.
That's just like Herb said. That's not a trait. That's an act. That's something you do. That's, you know.
Because those your wolves.
Let me clarify what I said earlier. Y'all asked the question of what does he consider a feminine trait, and I said of a man, and I said, well, I was asking it as a question. Does he consider when a man spends more time in the bathroom than a woman as a feminine trait?
Oh, you
Yes.
were asking if that's what he considered a
That was a
feminine
Yes.
trait.
question. Okay, got it.
Let me clarify before they go putting words in my mouth that I didn't say.
Now they done both what? Now they done
They
both walked
good
away
for
from the
that.
camera. Because
And
Yeah,
when
and
because
I was, because
Herb
listen,
Herb
said
said
that
that
these
that was
there's
an
traits are
act. That's not a
eccentric
trait.
and
Those are acts.
they're not.
there's no way to answer that question, just like they cannot answer what is a man. There is no
Right.
clearly defined black and white answer for that. It's just
I
not.
I
put it to
mean,
it.
And we've
I mean
already
to
admitted that we can't
to
answer the question. They
some
can't say that they can't answer the question. They have an idea of what they mean. They just don't want to say it.
exactly. I'll put it like this. I think what that Snuggles, whoever that is, I think what they're looking for is for a woman to say, well, I'm nurturing, I'm passive, I'm subservient to, I submit to the man that I'm with, like, because to some that's what's considered
But
that
that's
is
why we're
femininity.
asking
But
them. I know that, you know, I want them to
that's
say
not
it
necessarily
because they
what works
need
for
to
every
be
woman.
able, they
or
always talk
every
about the
man.
fact that we don't know what we want, but now that we're trying to get definitive answers from them, now we see they can't answer the question any more than we can answer the question. You know what I'm saying? Because, like you said, I don't think that there's a definitive answer. But if the question that you posed is what they're really trying to ask, then they need to say that. We need to hear that. That's why I'm just saying. But like I said,
Yeah,
John
and
of America said that
John gave a
of
list
what
of
he
what he
considers
considers feminine
feminine
traits.
trait.
And like I said, I would want to date a man that displayed those traits if that's what his answer is. Yes, I would. So if
Listen,
But
there's
having those
another
traits does
list,
not.
I
then
mean,
we
I don't
need
want
that.
somebody who's going to be aggressive and pushing me around all the damn time. Hell no.
Right,
listen,
but you can get
listen.
that same response in a female. So, I mean, because there are females who are just as aggressive as a man is, so on and so forth. So again, those don't qualify for me. I'm sorry.
I mean, they qualify
That's
for
why I
me,
said
but they qualify for every person. It's
for the
not just
sake
a
of the
woman that it should qualify
conversation,
for.
J-
But some men have a hard time admitting that, they think it's soft to say that they're that way. And I don't know why a man would feel that way, because that would be very appealing for
Oh, I
me.
know
If
that.
we were in a street fight, those aren't the traits that I would want to see.
right?
But I would want to see those traits in a man. So I think that when guys throw those types of things just on a woman, it to describe a man that way, they're just like, yeah, nah.
and,
And so, but he would get my vote.
and to be honest, things have changed, whatever. In this day and age, there's some women who could fix everything and do everything around the house better than a man, and they still sexy and fine as hell doing it,
Right.
whatever. So
That part.
there's no issue, and you don't look at like, damn, she looked like my brother doing that. You like, damn, she handling her business because she has been
Yeah.
taught that craft. So, and then there's
And
some
there's
guys
plenty
that
of
can
dads
cook
that
and do
can rock a
whatever. Yeah.
kid to sleep at night and give a little kid a bath and still be a big old 250-pound strapping, strong, sexy ass man. So
So it really like I think these roles used to fit back in the days, but I think now times
Well,
have
see, I
changed
think
and
they
people
didn't
are
even fit
diverse.
back in the day. That's why we were bursting out of them. It's the role that people were trying to put each other in, but they don't fit because you can't put people in a box. We're all things. So, what we display, maybe what he's talking about as far as more feminine and more masculine. But yeah, women are nurturing, gentle, kind, intuitive, and beautiful. We're not that all the time. Men are strong and all that stuff. They're not that all the time. So we're a mixture of all things. And so, that when questions like this come up, it's still a way of trying to keep each of the sexes in a specific box. And like it just doesn't work that way. It just doesn't.
And like Rebecca said, if it's the afternoon and you working on something, you got some overalls on and you hand doing work, but
Right.
then later on you planning to go out and you change up and you done threw your sex appeal on. I mean,
Hmm.
my image is not gonna be when you had on them overalls or whatever. It's gonna be
thank
like,
you.
damn,
Right.
you looking good, whatever.
Hello.
Thank
So
you.
Hello.
it's about being flexible and determining. But if I think what Snuggles I'm just trying to say when someone is constantly, I mean, when they voice all of that stuff and their aggression is toward being like a man, I think that's when a man have a problem with that.
Well, I think I would
Some
expect,
men,
I would
listen,
expect
some men like what they call feisty women and women who have those types of expressions. So
Mm-hmm.
it's still, again, it boils down to what that person's perception or thoughts or ideations are about femininity, what a woman should be, what a man should be in masculinity. So that's,
Okay.
again, I mean, because there's a place for everybody to fit.
There sure is.
And you might catch me one
There
day with a
sure
full
is.
face of you might catch me with full makeup on, mini skirt, all that. And then you might catch me sitting like I am tonight, plain
Okay.
faced in jogging pants, jogging in a
Well,
jogging suit. That
well, I'm gonna
doesn't mean that
I
that
think
my
people forget that men and women both make estrogen and testosterone. So
I'm gonna say this, whatever. When it comes down to the walk, whatever, you can be all like you can throw in the overalls, you could do all this stuff, and you still a woman, whatever. But it's the walk and the way you carry yourself. If you walk like my brother,
That's basically it.
now that's not
I ain't
fair.
How
Most
checking
you
for
people
that.
carry yourself.
inherit their walk.
I
Wait a minute,
ain't
wait a
checking
minute,
for
wait a
those
minute.
people can be taught to
That's
walk
not
differently.
fair.
People can be taught
That
to
is not
people
fair.
that
you
People,
ever
hey,
notice
models
boys
learn how
didn't
to
grow up
walk on the
walking with no
runway, so it is
boys didn't grow up
possible.
walking with no dip and acting like they cool. They were taught
you
that.
ever
They
see a woman
emulated
walk in
that.
a pair of heels for the
Let
first
me
time
say,
and
let
the
me tell
struggle
you
that she
something.
had, trying to do
Most
that? I think that's what he's trying to say.
most people inherit their walk from one of their parents. 9 times out of 10, if you see them walking down the street together, one or two of them walk just like each other. So you can't even say that because that's something you absolutely have no control over.
I don't want no woman that walk like my brother. So that
I
you
mean, but
gotta have
that's your
you gotta have a
preference. That's
little
That's
nothing
true.
to do
Some
with
hey,
that.
people,
okay, so you asking for my opinion and I'm telling it.
I said that's your preference. That's nothing. That's what you prefer. That's what you
Scorpion, let me
prefer.
ask you a question based on that premise. How do you derive that when so many kids are being born to single parent mothers and most of them don't know their fathers? How can they inherit something from? How can
It
they inherit
doesn't
something
matter
from
because
a single?
genetics are still
now
genetics.
hold up,
It doesn't matter.
because go ahead.
Ge- Genetics are still genetics. It doesn't matter if you know your people or not. Your genetics are still there. That's why you can run a DNA test and find who's related to who, so on and
So
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 forth.
you mean
That's
to tell
how
me that?
adopted children find their parents
So you
and
mean
then
to tell
find the
me
similarities.
genetics will determine how you walk?
Yes, you inherit how you walk.
Okay.
Strangely enough, my mom and I walk very similar, and that's something I didn't even know that until we were all like on a giant family walk together, and my mother and I were walking and talking, and it was one of my sisters that said, "Hey, y'all walk just alike." And I don't walk like a Sasquatch or anything. That's not what I'm saying. But
Are
the
you and your
point
mother the
is,
same height or close to it?
say what?
Are you and your mother close to the same height?
I'm a little taller than my mom.
Close.
Yeah, I'm a little taller than she is.
So it stands to reason that you would walk similar to her, given that you share genetics, but you're also the same height. Because if you were 6'1", I guarantee you wouldn't walk like your mother.
You
Guarantee
can't
that.
That
guarantee
has no,
that.
once again,
I
that has
can
nothing to do with
guarantee
it.
You
that
can't
It's still
guarantee that.
genetics. It's still
because your
genetics.
gait
There's
would
no
be
way that you can
different.
listen. What you're
Your
trying to
gait
say
would be
that you
different.
could,
You're covered more ground.
Boy,
huh?
shut up.
Your gait would be
You
different.
say-
You would cover more ground.
Not if she took shorter
It doesn't.
steps,
It has
because that's
absolutely
just what
nothing
she
to
did.
do with the
Yeah, be
amount of the
quiet.
ground
Be
that you
quiet down
cover.
there.
You know exactly
Your
what that means.
gait would be
Genetics is
different, meaning
genetics.
your
How do,
stride.
He
huh?
just want to be right.
Gait would be
Okay,
different, meaning your stride.
that's
I
not
don't
It
agree
doesn't
with
have
necessarily
that.
true.
anything.
I
You
know
don't have
somebody.
to. Go
What?
research
It
it.
does. It
You
doesn't
I
have
don't
to.
agree
research
with
it.
that. I know
It
somebody
doesn't have to. Let me
who was
tell. Wait a
raised
minute.
by.
Let me give you this
Mhm.
example.
You just
How
no,
do
you
you
don't even
think?
have to give an example, Scorpion. You just told him that walking next to your mother, somebody else visualizing this, told you and your mom, y'all walk just alike, and he argued that down. You don't
I
have to
did
give
not
any
do that.
more
I said it stands to
examples.
reason. That's why I
Hush.
asked about the height.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Just the same reason why adopted children find their parents and find just how many similarities they have. It doesn't
Yep.
matter if one is 10 feet tall or one is 2 feet tall. The similarities are the same because
Some
the
things are just
genetics are the
inherent.
same. Now, come on now. It's okay.
He just want to
Like
be right. He just want to
Dave
be
said, I
right.
don't want a woman. Dave said he doesn't want a woman that walks really hard. So
Because
that's a preference.
because I'm being told that a walk is genetically inherited.
It
I know,
is. I'll give you an example. I know somebody who was raised by their mom and didn't really have, like, dad was just in and out of their life or whatever. So for a number of years, this person had never spoke to their dad, never seen their dad, not since they were like a kid. And then as an adult, to see their father, and I saw it firsthand, they laugh the same, they sound the same when they speak, when they walk just the same. So for this person to not be raised by their parent, everything just matched up. Everything matched. And it was weird.
I have a
It was
friend that's
super weird.
adopted, and that was the reason why I'm saying that. Actually, I have a few friends that were adopted, but two of them found their biological parents, and the similarities was astounding. They walk the same. One of them sounds the same. One is a male, one is a female. One of them sounds the same, so on and so forth. So yes, genetics; those are inherited.
Interesting conversation. Interesting, and the reason why I say that, and I can think about my younger dating experiences. It was a girl. It was a young lady. She was cute in the face and all that stuff. But the thing that got me, she kind of walked like my brother or my homeboy. So that was
Who even thinks that?
Wow.
that was a turn off. No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Wow.
I'm just saying. So that was kind of a deal breaker back then. But even now,
Yeah,
I definitely wouldn't want nobody to still walk like that. So that's one of the things that I looked at. You look at the walk or whatever the case is. Now y'all know damn well y'all wouldn't want no guy his hips swaying like he got sugar in his tank. So stop. So stop. Let's be
listen,
real.
I'm just saying, like, to each his own. But I don't think that I have ever let the way a person
You could
walks
probably drain
determine
some of the hair.
anything.
Hold on, I come.
Yeah, well, it might be different for guys. It might be different.
It could,
It
it
is
could be. I don't
different.
know.
It is, but I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't want a guy who, walked one foot in front of the other and could strike a pose at the end of it. I particularly do not. But again, she's also right. What floats my boat may
Yeah,
not float hers.
yeah.
So,
None
to
of this
each
stuff
his
is
own.
absolute. It's not absolute. Somebody might say, "Hey, I find that sexy," or whatever the case is. I'm just throwing it out from my perspective, and we're all throwing out our perspective. Nobody's perspective is 100%.
Right.
So that's what make the conversations dynamic. And I know Herb walking on that grind. I hope he walking like a man and not sashaying on that walk with her.
Seriously. Seriously.
Oh my goodness, I'm so done.
if I may quote the legendary Saturday Night Fever soundtrack, you can tell by the way I use my walk. I'm a woman's man, no time for talk.
I'm messing with you, Herb.
I know.
Just throwing in there. Hey, we ain't about to do the 4-hour thing, so we gonna close it out. And we got a lot of different points coming here. I don't know what Herb got in store for us next week. With
How about we table that question till next week?
No, we're gonna finish out with what I have, and then we'll bring those in March because we got some lined up for March to quiet the masses about certain topics. So y'all just stay tuned. Make sure you buckle your chin straps and put on your shoulder pads because it's gonna get ugly in the trenches.
Is that a
so
female trait? Can we do that?
Exactly.
All
They
right.
play the lingerie. They play the lingerie bowl. They wearing helmets. They wearing
That
shoulder
was a
pads.
good one.
Just saying, is we gonna be considered dudes if we do that, or can we bedazzle them and stay women? And
Put whatever you want to on it, so long as they can take a hit.
bedazzle
just I
that
can take a
overall.
hit. Nigga, I can birth a baby. Fuck you. I can take a hit.
Pretty
What
much.
you talking about?
All right, well, we gonna find out then.
You try
All right.
birthing a baby, my nigga, and talk about whether or not you. Yeah.
We gonna find out.
Closing comments. Herb, I'm gonna let you go first.
You know me. Growth and understanding occurs in the gray area. Godspeed. See you next time.
All right.
Bye, baby.
Scorpio T.
Yes, sir.
Closing remarks.
You already know. To thine own self be true.
All right. Brolic T.
Be honest with yourself and others, because nobody likes a liar.
All right.
Facts.
Rebecca.
I'm a girly girl.
Yeah,
But I
Miss
will,
B.
I will
Sure.
fuck you. I will fuck you up, but I'll be cute while I'm doing it. I like this one. This was one of the ones that I really enjoyed it from start to finish. I appreciate the quiz. It was amazing. I really did like it. I know some people didn't, but I really did like it. It gave me a lot of insight. Like he said, I hope he does something like this again. So I enjoyed myself tonight.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think, what would Mofo say? What's her thing? Uh, I can't even
Check
think.
yourself more than you
Yeah,
check
yeah,
others.
yep,
Check
yep.
yourself.
That's what she say. All right. So in my closing remarks, you already see how it is. You see the dynamics. We could go on and on, back and forth, and we all have our different things, and that's what make everything unique. There's no right or wrong answer into this. All of us had different experiences, different situations that make us think the way we think. All we could do is put it out in the forefront, and we could take from each other and grow. Some things we may say, nah, get trashed that. I'm gonna trash everything that person say, but I highly doubt that anybody don't have anything valuable to say. Everybody has something valuable to say. You just gotta listen and kind of pick it apart and dissect it. So
You
what?
know
This was a
what
good one.
Rebecca said was true. That little test that was really a surprise to me because I didn't wasn't able to get anything else before I got on. But that was a surprise and it was rather decent. So that
Yeah,
was nice.
I did. I like that. I enjoyed that.
All right,
So,
Herb. Thumbs up for Herb on that one. See what he come with
and
next week.
it don't happen often. So
I know, right?
you get a thumbs up. Appreciate y'all.
So with that
I know,
said,
right?
stay tuned for next week. He gonna come. The whole theme is still gonna be that love, self-love thing. And as we talking about, and all of this stuff still tied into self-love, things that you want, things that you expect, things how you may behave to certain situations, how your DNA is a part of it. All of that stuff tying together. So hey, everybody enjoy their week. I just got some news that's saying we got to go back to school. I got to go back to work in a couple weeks, so I don't know how I'm feeling, but hey, what can I
Mask
do,
up,
man?
my guy.
Yeah,
Mask up.
yeah,
I
mask
started
up.
back today.
Mask,
Oh yeah,
Did
mask,
you?
face shield, all that, mask and a face shield.
I don't know. And kids can't run in and out of my office no more. That's dead. So
I
All
know
them
that's right.
boogers and whatnot. Mm-mm.
Okay,
Yeah, kids are
not
nasty.
noses, no.
so
Yeah.
once that happened, and I come on here on Monday nights, y'all might say, "Damn, man, he whole different. He's a total jackass now." Because I might be like, "Man, this shit is crazy up in the schoolhouse," and I anticipated being crazy. So that's what I got to
You got little kids or big kids?
middle school.
Ugh. Puberty.
Gotta love the middle schoolers.
Middle school.
They're
Which,
Ugh.
finding
which I didn't like.
themselves.
That was my worst group, but now I can't even do nothing else because they crack me up, man. Middle
They
schoolers,
really
funny
do.
as hell, whatever.
I tell my kids, you kids are better than watching Degrassi. I don't know what to do with y'all
All
some
right, people,
days.
I'm out. I
All
had to play
right,
Bye.
some.
Herb, be safe.
Have a good night.
All right. So we gonna get up out of here and we'll see what Herb got in store for us. Because I don't even know what he got in store for us. So he
Oh,
might send me
jeez.
something throughout the
You
week.
need to vet that nigga just a little more
Oh,
before you let him
he
live
actually
on
told me I
air.
took this test prior to that, but and
I
it was
want to
like
know
a
your
couple days ago.
answers.
Yeah, how'd you do? How'd you really
What were
do?
your
Don't
answers?
lie.
What were
Answers.
your
He's not
answers?
gonna share that. Y'all already know.
Yeah, I told y'all my answers.
Did
I
you
wasn't
really?
here. I'm sorry,
I told you.
but I
Well,
would like
okay.
to know.
I said, and we're gonna close it out after this. I said, number one, I would take the short route. I said because I'm thinking I want to get to her. This same route, I'm gonna see all this shit that I didn't seen before. I'm trying to get to my destination, which meant
Okay.
I'll fall in love quickly. And this is number two. I would get 10 red and 10 white roses, thinking of balance. Like I want to have a balance. So, and that meant how much you give or get. So I believe it. a balance. You give, you get, and it should be a balance. It shouldn't be no one outweighing the other in a relationship. Somebody always giving and the other person receiving. And number three, uh, when the maid answered the door, once they opened up the door, hey, how you doing? Get your ass to the side. I'm about to go through here and handle my business. So, and so in that case, it talked about being direct in how you confront issues. Are you going to be direct and confront it, or are you going to be more passive and let somebody else handle it? I'm going to be more, especially if it's bothering me. I'm going to be direct, and I'm going to confront the issue. Number four, where would you leave the roses? People said on the windowsill, the nightstand. I actually said on the bed, and my thinking to that was, I want when if they're not there, when they walk in there, they could see it. What I left, and that symbolized intimacy and insecurities.
Okay.
Number five, if somebody's you're sleeping in separate rooms and then you wake up and you go check on your partner if they're asleep or awake. And I said, sleeping, and my reasoning for that, if somebody's sleeping, I'm gonna let them sleep because I respect and value people's time. And hey, sometimes you're more tired than the other. And I understand that some people, shit, if you up, everybody gotta be up. You gotta do stuff to distract them. You want people to do something for you. I'm hungry, or get up, or whatever the case is. I'm gonna let that person sleep, and I'm gonna fend for myself during that time because, like I said, I value and honor people, their time and their efforts. So if they sleepy, they sleepy. And number six, the road home, I said I'm gonna still take the fast route. I mean, and I know I could see the other side too, that if you had a great time with that person, you might take the scenic route and just kind of reflect. But I'm trying to get back home to reflect, get back into my confines and then reflect.
Tell me, how did Herb answer the questions?
You know what? I didn't get Herb
Yeah, he
answers.
probably didn't even do it, knowing him. He probably refused straight on down the line. He's like, "That's your business."
That's what I was just thinking.
Yeah, he probably refused,
Mhm.
knowing him. So yeah, that says a lot, also. But
I think he did answer it. We just didn't get his answer.
He ain't gonna tell nobody.
Here go Mofo trying to get in. We just go get her close. I'm gonna let her back in. I ain't gonna be rude. We just go close it out.
Don't do that.
I was like, who is
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do it.
No. I've been sitting in this back studio for the last 30 minutes.
Oh, I didn't know
and
that.
I've been waving.
Shameful.
Well, this thing
I
right
was
here
in
is
there
like
forever
only
too
the
before
host
he
can
finally
see.
let me in.
And so I'm waving and stuff. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, I'm right here. Like, y'all on that mofo stuff. Like, I know that's what y'all call me when I don't show up and shit. No, I was here.
No, we only say that. I would say that because that's what you say. So that's what I pick up by. Little
I
things
know
you say.
that's what it
your
is,
nickname.
but yeah, but I was like, no, a mofo is here. I was like, I'm right here. I felt like I was in the Matrix, like, tapping on the thing, like, no, like, let me out. Like, I felt like I was trapped in shit. Like, no, I heard everything. Like, man, no, man,
Right.
that's a bull.
They did you dirty, baby.
So they did me dirty. So that wasn't me that time. That usually I take it when it's me, because I be late and I dip out. My internet did some shit. Like, that time I was pushing buttons, pushed the wrong button and ended up out and had to come back in. And then I was waiting. That's why I shouldn't be pushing buttons yet.
And
but
that
I
might
wanted
be
to tell
me.
y'all.
And that might
I wanted
be
to
me.
tell y'all my 49th birthday is this Friday.
Happy birthday.
And thank you very much.
Okay,
so,
Ma, you wearing it well?
Thank you. And look, I ain't even in no makeup and shit. And so, like, I'm gonna be all dolled up and shit. I'm doing a live event. It won't be this weekend. But it will be sometime this month, because I'm doing the book signing and everything too. So, like, if you feel like getting the chick something for her birthday, you can go right over to Amazon. And you can click on the book link and order my book. Like, hey, you ain't gotta buy me nothing.
You
buy
should
something
send
for
me
you.
your link.
What's the book?
Yeah, send me your link.
I'm gonna put it in the comment. Are we friends? Like, we're not even friends. Like, outside of this, like, I'm feeling some type of way. Like, what's happening? Like, I
I don't know
need
why y'all
to.
didn't request each other.
Because I don't
Because
know nobody's
Anita.
real name. I do be looking for y'all on
Mofo. Put
Facebook,
it in
but I don't know
Mofo.
y'all's
She'll
real
come
name.
up.
I'll be looking for all three of y'all. I just don't know anybody's real name.
If
So,
you look in the comments,
see,
you'll see my name.
Don't put in no damn mofo.
what's your
Right.
Facebook name?
Saria, SREA. If you put that in, then I'll pop up. I'm the only one that I knew of.
Okay. What's y'all's Facebook names?
Latoya
What is
Hannon.
it?
Latoya,
Look,
what?
why the
Tiffany.
fuck I pick up a white pen to write with?
Hannon.
Latoya Hammond. Spell your
I
last
didn't-
name, baby.
HA. N is in Nancy. N is in Nancy. O is in octopus. N is in Nancy.
Oh, you can tell you're a teacher.
And Scorpio,
Um,
what's you? Is it just Scorpio?
It's Tiffany.
Oh,
You're Tiffany?
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, funny.
I be
That's
reading
what
some
I
of
get.
your
That's
comments.
see, that's what I get. Nope. That's what I get. What's your last name, Tiffany?
On Facebook, my last name is RYALS.
So what's your real last name? Why on Facebook?
I don't
What's
even
going
need to
on?
know.
I've seen your
I
name
don't
in the
think I
comments
need to know.
before.
I'm
Rebecca,
Oh,
just
I be
messing with
reading
her.
Rebecca,
Tiffany.
what's
It was
Rebecca? What's
something
yours?
they were arguing about something religious statements or something, and she was just going in, and I never did click tap on your name to see that it was you, but I read a whole exchange between you and somebody a couple weeks ago, and I didn't know that was you. But I do be looking for the three of y'all. I just didn't know. I didn't know
might have
y'all's real
been.
Rebecca,
names.
what's yours? What's yours, Rebecca?
Rebecca Johnson.
Okay.
That's
I'ma
not.
look.
That's very broad.
Sorry,
know,
I'm
like,
the only one in
goddamn.
Grand Prairie. Usually,
Like,
if you,
God. Is your
well,
picture up
all of us
there?
don't live in Niagara Falls, but I'll find y'all. I'll make a comment,
Is your
and
picture
then
up
you
I
can
there,
won't
click
be
on it.
hard to
Jesus?
find. I won't be hard to find.
She said Rebecca
Just make
Johnson.
sure. Yeah, I won't be hard to find. Make sure you guys look at the picture well, because my husband has he has a relative, a couple of people, well, and so do I, that have the same name. So look at the picture.
Okay, I will do that. I'm gonna find all y'all because I feel like we need to powwow before we get on,
The meeting
so that we
behind the
have a
meeting.
better
Huh? For the
united
Just
meeting.
like you
front
and Herb have. Don't front.
to
Yes.
blast
So,
these
Yes.
look,
niggas.
as
Yes.
crazy it
Yes.
may sound, listen, as crazy as may sound, me and Herb do not, and
Tiffany, I got you.
and I think we should talk before
Okay.
that. We don't talk. Sometimes if Herb come on 5 minutes before the show, that's when we talk. That's when we talk, unless we inbox throughout the week or something on a post or something, but we don't communicate
We
like
need
that.
to get together and do a prayer circle around her because he just needs
Yes, ma'am.
some hands on. He needs somebody to put some hands on him. And
Herb is good,
It
man.
was
He just
crazy
name of
when he was
Jesus,
talking
it
about the
just-
walk. I was so mad. Like, I really thought I was like behind the matrix when y'all was talking about the walk. He's like, but if you were taller, it'd be different. I'm like, fool. Listen, the height is genetic too. It's all about the
Thank
genetics.
you.
If she
We
were
don't be
taller, then that
her just
means
be
that she
wanting to
would
be
have the
right.
genetics of probably her father, and then that means that her
Thank
walk would
you.
be like her father's. It's genetic. Like, he just
He
wanted to
just
argue
want to
down.
be
Sometimes
right.
Herb just need to argue. He need it. He can't
Yeah.
stand it when we too peaceful. He really
No.
don't like it when we agree with him too much because
No.
he can't stand it. He need the controversy.
No.
He
He
need
ain't
it. So
happy
he
unless
just
he's
gonna make
stirring
it
up
up.
some bullshit.
I
Yeah.
ain't gonna let y'all just tee off on Herb.
Yes,
So we
you
gonna
We
get
are.
love
off on
her,
him.
Yes,
but
you
you know
are.
that's what it is. You know, and
Yes,
you
you
know
are.
you'll do it sometime too. You'll do it sometime. You
You
don't do
know,
it as much as
well,
Herb
not
do,
only that, you know
but
how
you'll do it.
that's exactly how he is. He's just
We
so
love
damn
Herb. It's just the
flatline.
100 of it. It's just what it is. Just
Yeah.
like y'all know that we gonna go off the way we gonna go off. It's just who we are. It's what it is. So like, it ain't a slight. And that's what I was gonna
We
tell
all need to
Rebecca.
get t-shirts that say, let me finish. Because that's all
And
we ever
Right.
say. Let me finish.
Yes,
Let me
I
finish.
can agree with that.
That would be a powerful T-shirt if you think about it, because you can use that at work and a lot of stuff. Let me finish, whatever.
Let me finish.
Mm.
Well, we'll get to
That was
Kamala
good.
ones that say I'm speaking.
Listen,
So
Listen, all of our closing statements could be a T-shirt while you BS. You dig what I'm saying? Look, I'm about that money. I told you in 2021, I'm taking everything that belonged to me. If it's the money to be made, we gonna do it. Every last one of our sayings could go on the T-shirt. So
what's the name of your book?
the name of my book. Wait a minute, I have a copy right here. It's called "Calming the Chaos Within: Five
I'm
Ways
fixing to
to
buy
Manage
that.
Your Anxiety." Oh,
Okay.
thank
Right. I'm gonna
you.
get the book as well. I'm gonna get it as
My
well.
only because my Amazon man is cute, so I'm
I
fixing
know
to.
that's right. Just another reason, and you can show him that you're doing shadow work too. Like, look, you need to
Yeah.
get this book. Tell him he
Rebecca
need
and
it too.
Soraya, I got y'all.
Yep.
But my wish, like they say, speak it and it'll appear. So like my wish, since I'm turning 49, like it would be so great if I woke up on my 49th birthday and like it was 49 orders in my book, like 49 orders in my little Etsy store. You know what I'm saying? So I'm putting it out there. So anybody that
You got
feels
an
like
Etsy
they
store
want,
too?
I do. I'm building it. I'm still building it.
Okay.
And
I love
so, yeah,
Etsy.
I'm using all of my talents,
Okay.
and I'm in my happy space. That's what,
All right. Stay
49
in
looks
your happy
great right
space,
now,
Mom. I hope your
you know.
birthday is wonderful. I just celebrated my 55th birthday
And
yesterday.
happy
And
birthday to you,
yes,
looking
Happy
all
ma'am.
snazzy and
birthday!
Yes,
shit,
ma'am.
looking all
Had a great time.
snazzy.
Yes, my kids
Get it,
showed me some
get it, get it,
love. My
get it.
boss showed me some love. So I'm good. So
Yeah,
enjoy
I've been
yours.
TikToking too.
You
Like
ladies
TikTok
have a
got me
wonderful
feeling good.
night.
I seen you on
I
TikTok. I
know that's
seen you.
right.
Now that's
You saw me
something
on
I never
TikTok.
get on.
I seen you. I seen your video. I see it all.
TikTok, how you feeling it? TikTok, how you feeling it, yo? Like TikTok is something. I was denying TikTok for a long time, but you know, I'm getting back into the social media thing, and TikTok is helping. So it is what it is. But yeah, I'm feeling
You got
TikTok.
you when you promoting that book. You got to
Yeah,
use
yeah,
all angles.
yeah,
All
yeah.
angles.
So, but yeah, like I always say, and you guys got it right. I felt so flattered when I heard y'all like saying what I say and shit. Yes, check yourself before you check
Blood
anybody else,
checking.
and then
Yep.
life is
Mhm.
gonna open up for you, because you can't change nobody but you. Because at a certain point,
I know
if
that's
I tell
right.
you how I am, if I tell you how I am, and you still get mad at it, then you can just be mad, shit. Because I done told you.
We're gonna
So,
You're
fool
supposed
around
to
and
you
take this
believe it.
show over.
Hey, you know
Just
what?
saying.
You know what? To be honest, I wouldn't mind being a ghostwriter and promoting it, whatever, and I'll be behind the
I
scenes.
know, and I know you wouldn't, because he
I
like to
just
just sit back and just watch.
instigate. I just
Oh boy,
instigate
yeah.
all week.
Look, oh boy, yeah.
In that
Just
order.
sit back and
That's
watch.
exactly right.
What you say, Tiffany?
This was a good one
I
tonight. Y'all
said
did
that's
good. I'm
exactly
proud of
right.
y'all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was it's a good one. So we'll know Herb. I'm sure he gonna be when he get to work, his mind gonna be working. He gonna say, what could I come back with next week? So hopefully it'll be just as good. It
It's
open
gonna be something he gonna try to get us all emotional about, and we gonna all sit and look at him like this.
That's why sometimes it's just like
Basically.
okay, just okay, Herb. Go and get it off, Herb. Go and get it off. It's a
That's all right.
bullshit, but go and get it off.
It's all
Yeah, he's
right.
gonna be working double time, just like Dave said.
Oh, he
he-
gonna watch this replay and we all gonna catch hell about it. He was like, so y'all was
oh
talking
yeah,
about me when I was gone, right?
he
Because
gonna
you can't talk about somebody that's not there to defend themselves.
oh, he's definitely going to watch the replay
Oh yeah.
and that's where you get talking points and different things to go because there was a lot of good stuff that came out of it as well. Like I always
Yeah.
say. Well,
Yeah, I missed last night.
we about to get out of here again because I know we could keep talking and it'll be 4 hours, and I don't.
Yeah, we
Now that I
can.
found out that I got to go back to work soon, this
Yeah,
fantasy
you
shit is
do.
over
That sucks.
with. I actually got
Sucks.
to go to bed at a certain time. Now, like, oh my god,
Yeah,
I'm.
well, welcome to our world.
Yeah, I know,
Right.
I know. But all right, we gonna connect. Stay tuned. Thursday we have the other little segment off of my book, Cocktail Conversations. If you got time, pop in,
Okay, I'm gonna
join the
try to
panel.
pop in because see, that was unfair. I didn't know what was going on. I'm used to Monday and I ain't know. But yeah, I'm coming in. I'm busting through.
It's all about trying to when I see all these other people on YouTube and how they be putting out stuff, I'm like, damn, I'm just Monday ain't good enough. I'm gonna have to start cranking out more stuff. So even Dr. Anwar that come on, he's constantly cranking out content, whatever.
Yes,
So
he is. Yes, he is.
crank it out, whatever. Got to put it out there. So that's the thing. And like you said,
All the
Soraya,
time.
2021, we got to step it up.
Let's
We
do
all got
it.
to elevate because we don't know
I
what
know.
type
I
of.
kind of like that mantra. I'm kind of feeling that. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I like that. I'm fixing to go get what belongs to me. So
Everything that
I'm
belongs to
feeling
me,
it.
I'm coming for it. Yeah. Yeah.
I know that's right.
So I
All right,
appreciate,
y'all.
of course, I always appreciate y'all coming on, y'all insight. And I know sometimes it may get frustrating, but that's all right. That's what family do. Gonna go back and forth. Hey, we might disagree, might be mad at each other for the time being, but it's all out of love, and we're gonna keep
We
pushing
still gonna
forward.
play cards on Friday night though. So it's all
Exactly.
good.
So
Yep.
everybody be
Well, can we
safe.
do a Saturday? Friday be kind of hectic. I'm joking.
We can talk
I
about it.
told
We can
you, Dave, I think me and you need to do, a show on stereo. I told you. I think we'll kill it. Like
we got
it's a cool app. And I told you, check it out. I think it'll be
and
a
I'm
cool
gonna
app.
look more.
Me and either of you, Rebecca, me and you, Tiffany, me, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a really cool. I think y'all should check it out. The app is called Stereo. And so just check it
Stereo.
out. Let me see Stereo. Let me know what you think.
All right, I'm
Okay.
gonna have
Just
to
I
just kind of
probably
look
do
further
will check
into it.
that out
yeah,
because
just
I'm
kind of check
expanding
it
my
out.
platform
Get one of
too.
these. Yeah.
Yeah, we got to. That's what we just said. We have to. And so, people is really, it's a cool concept. So, check it out, because at any time we can have a conversation about anything. So even if we just up one night and, we see each other on and we feel like talking about some shit, we can go on stereo and have a conversation. It's mofos on there 24/7. You don't understand.
Okay. This is this
24/7 they
it?
on there.
Is that
Okay.
That
it?
yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check it out.
All
So
For
right.
sure.
yeah, check it out. Tell me what you think. Like I said, and you'll
Is
find
it like
yourself
doing a
on there just
podcast?
listening.
Is it
It's
kind of
kind of
like
like
doing a
doing a
podcast?
podcast, but you can interact with your listeners via like 60-second sound bites. And so
Okay.
you're two people are having a conversation. It has to be two people. Two people are having a conversation about whatever, and then there's just listeners, and those listeners, can chime in via, those 60-second sound bites, and you listen to them and you respond, and that's how the show just kind of goes,
Cool.
Okay.
and so,
Okay.
yeah, just check it out. It's really great. I've got, just interacting on there. It was really easy to start getting followers and stuff like that because, you can interact in anybody's room and you can just scroll and just be in anybody's room. And they're talking about any and everything at any and every time. Like, check it
Mhm.
Okay.
out. I'm telling you. We
All
can we
Yeah,
can
I
do something
probably
on this.
will
I'm
because I'm
telling you.
trying to expand, especially since all of my, the ladies that are on my team this month hit all of their markers, so I'm very proud of them. So I'm looking to, further my reach. So I'm probably will check that out.
Check it out and let's have a conversation. Like, let's talk about it. Let's go on there. But yeah, check it out. Tell me how
right.
Okay.
you feeling about it. Like I said, because we can have a conversation anytime.
Okay.
Anytime.
I'm
All
about
right.
that.
All right. Now, like again, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate everybody who commented on the thread, whatever. Let's keep the movement going. And like you said, 2021, let's make this special and
Do
keep
it.
it going. And I'll talk to y'all soon. And hopefully I'll see some of you on Thursday.
All right. Bye,
All right.
Good
Have
y'all.
a
night.
good night. All right. Good
Good
All
night.
right,
night.
y'all have a good night and happy birthday again.
See you. Happy
Thank
birthday,
you.
Rebecca.
Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday,
All right.
Rebecca.
All
Thank
right.
you.